everyone, welcome to the continued playthrough of Mistborn, the deck building game. The first 5 turns are in the how to play video, and this is the continued gameplay through to the epic final conclusion of the game. All right, our turn. We forgot to deal our cards last turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's advance 1 on the training track. We have one funding card. We have another ally, so let's get our smoker into play. And when we burn copper, which right now is flared, we were going to heal 2, but we do get to have an ongoing ability where all damage is reduced by 1 as long as our smoker's out. So that's fantastic. We're definitely burning steel because we're going to generate 2 points of damage. He's level 1. Next turn will be level 2. I'll get to that when we get there. So I can generate 4 points of damage right now, which will darn near knock the nobles out. Ooh, we've got 2 tins here. Now I can only burn 1 tin on my turn. It hasn't been used. I could burn the zinc to heal 2, which I may do. I get to burn 2 metals. So this is where this comes in. You see how it has the flask on the side? Instead of using the token, I can put this underneath the card and use that in place of a token to fire up the ability, say, on the tin training. Now, they're both the same. They move me up 2 on a mission track. Of course, I'd love to burn both of them. But in this particular case, I'm going to burn this card as consuming, like you're consuming it like they did in the books. They drink the metals and then they burn them to fire up the tin to move 2 up on a track. I'm going to move further up on that on the Luthadel rooftop. So I went from the first reward, 1, 2. There are some cards in the game that you interact with that if you are the lowest on the track, it fires something off. You have to actually be on the track. So I'm not the lowest on either of these tracks here because I'm not actually on the track yet. And if you are below the first reward on the track, so right there, I would be in effect the lowest on the track. Right now I'm not the lowest on any of the tracks because I'm above the first reward here and I'm not considered to be on either of those 2 tracks. So 1, 2, 3, 4 more and I will be hitting the Luthadel rooftops where I will get the first reward of moving up 1 on the training track and then a second one. So I'm gonna actually pop up 2 on the training track when that hits. I got to go 1, 2, 3, 4 more on the Luthadel rooftops. So I use my tin training. I am going to use my zinc. This one I don't have to fire up because it says if I am burning steel, this automatically fires. If you are burning zinc, which I'm going to burn as my second metal, activate the top ability of one of your allies that hasn't been used this turn. I'm going to use the smoker's heal 2 to go from 30 to 32 health. And I generated 4 points of damage. I'm going to hit the nobles for 2 and 2. And that's going to be everything for my turn. At the end of my turn, I don't take any damage. I am going to put my metals back. And everything goes to the discard pile. Oh, funding. I have 2. Oops, I never replaced that. That's not bad. Because I have 2 to spend. This is interesting. I was going to buy a boxing token. The zinc, I'm going to purchase. Oh, man. I'm going to pick up the con because when I burn brass, not only do I get to move up 1 on the mission track, generate a coin, but Soothe 1 is I get to eliminate a card, which is I can start trashing cards from my hand, which I need to get rid of those funding cards to smooth my deck out a little bit more. Assassinate. Fantastic. Only costs 3. We generate 3 damage, and we get to eliminate a card from the market if we choose to do so. If we burn a second steel, which I'll show you how to do that. Eventually, we're going to get these ATM tokens. You can burn a steel card to do it, along with your token, or if you have multiple steel cards, you can burn multiple cards. Anyway, that's the end of our turn. It is now the Lord Ruler's turn. All right, the Lord Ruler Colossus. Oh, he's going to put a hurting on us. The end of your turn, take 2 times X, which right now is only 2, but you can imagine as that X number gets higher, it becomes more and more ridiculous. We've got to generate 5 points of damage. So let's put Colossus over here. Try to fit him in. Try to do that like that. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. We ended up having to shuffle. And I'll tell you what we can do. We can put Colossus up here. Keep him on screen. I'll see if I can knock those noble. I need to take Colossus out more than the nobles right now. All right, let's get that extra card. What do we have? Iron and steel training. First thing we do is we're going to go up 1 on our training track. We are now level 2, which means when we burn steel, when you buy a card, you may resolve its top effect immediately, then eliminate it. So you can immediately burn the card for its top ability and then trash it from the game. I don't know if I'm too keen on doing that. We do have 3 funding. We're definitely burning steel. Next turn, we'll be able to burn 3 metals each turn. Now, iron, we cannot burn iron. I can discard this card right here. Each of these metals is, see how they have the color match? Pewter and tin, bronze and copper, zinc, brass, and iron and steel. In the books, each of the different metals has like a push and a pull effect on it, and that is represented in the game here. So iron and steel, let's see, the iron card here has a pull ability. It doesn't have it on the steel card here has a push ability. And that's represented in the different things. The brass and the zinc have a riot and a soothe. Pewter doesn't have any thematic text on it or anything like that, or flavor. So I'm going to discard rescue to refresh that. Now I generated 4 points of damage. We have to go from left to right on this. So I can do 1 point of damage, which I'm going to do. 1 point of damage to Colossus. The other 2 I'm going to hit the nobles with to knock them out of play. Actually make room for Colossus. And then I have 1 more point of damage, which will go to the Lord Ruler. He's at 45. I can still burn another metal without having to flare it. So why not burn zinc to fire up the copper and heal 2? We're up to 34. We've got 3, 4 to spend. I think I'm going to take that Assassinate card as opposed to the Pacify for the training. Let's flip out the new card. Haze Killers. Opponents may not target your health nor your non-defender allies. So he's a defender. He would have to be attacked first. If the Lord Ruler or one of his minions generated enough damage, they would have to take him out before they could do any damage to us. To the discard pile. Let's put the zinc back, the steel back. We have to take damage at the end of our turn, thanks to Colossus. 2 times X. We're going to take 2 points of damage, but we do have our smoker out, and we reduce all damage you take by 1, so we're only going to take 1 point of damage and go down to 33. All right, that's the end of our turn. To the Lord Ruler's turn. All right, the Lord Ruler is another minion. Now, the Lord Ruler usually slams me with edicts, and I'm actually doing very good this game. I'm usually down either in the low 20s or the teens in health by now. We have another Colossus, so let me not speak too quickly here. The end of your turn, take X amount of damage. He has 4 damage that he can take. We've got to start getting rid of the Colossus. I forgot to deal myself a hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But that's okay. That's the end of the Lord Ruler's turn. The end of my turn is when I take the damage. Let me put the alligator up there. And it's my turn. We're going to go up on the training track. We can now burn 3 metals. I have 3 funding cards, a copper training, and a brass training. Oh, my copper is... it's flared. So we're going to discard copper to refresh it. That hurts. Well, let's burn the copper to heal 2. Let's burn the steel to generate 2 points of damage. And let's burn the brass to move 1 up on the mission track and generate an extra point. We only generated 2 points of damage. This hurts. This hurts. So let's move 1 up on the mission track. I'll move 1 closer to the Luthadel rooftops. 1, 2, 3 more, and we'll get to the top of that. We have 4 funding to spend. We're going to do 2 damage, which we're just going to have to do to the Lord Ruler. We aren't able to generate enough damage to actually take out either of the Colossus. He's going to do 1 point of damage. He's going to do 2 points of damage. Not the worst. Reduce all damage you take by 1. Anyways, 4. I would love to get that pewter for the crushing blow. Let me get the haze killers. No, let me purchase 2 of these boxings. Cost 2 for each one, and then you can spend them later on in a different turn for 1. All right. That's the end of our turn. Sadly enough, I wasn't able to take out either of the Colossus. Deal 1, 2, 3, 4. Shuffle up our discard pile, get another card, and then take our damage by Colossus. I'm going to do it the same way that we do it. I'm going to have them tally up all their damage. Oh my goodness. And then I will remove 1 point of damage from the smoker. Reduce all damage you take by 1. In case I'm wrong, I'm not cheating. We've got a couple of tins. Oh, we've got 3 tins. So I could burn the tin, use another card to burn one of the tins. Each one of those tins moves me up 2 on a mission track. 1, 2, 3. I could actually finish the Luthadel rooftops next turn with the zinc training. Oh, I'm looking pretty good. I don't want to get too excited. It's the end of my turn. They're generating 1 point of damage, 2, 3 points of damage. I'll reduce that by 1, so I'm going to go down to 33. That's the end of my turn. It is now the Lord Ruler's turn. All right, the Lord Ruler. Oh, we got an edict. Here they come. Dominance. See how it has this little one-person pawn-looking thing here? This is only for a 1-player game. So if we're playing co-op, it'll be 2 or 3 players. Or if you're playing two-handed, this wouldn't take effect. This is only in a 1-player game. We're going to move the dominance down 1 more. X now equals 2. All right, each player takes 4 damage. So we reduce our damage by 1. We're going to take 3 points of damage. We're down to 30. The Lord Ruler will now heal 10 for each uncompleted mission. He's healing for 30. Max he can have is 48, so he's going to go back from 43 to 48. And our Edict card, we're going to burn card number 2 and card number 5. Pacify is now gone, as is Condra. All right. Iron Pull. That's an iron card. I like that. It only costs 2. Lurcher. We burn iron. We do 2 extra points of damage. I want both of those cards. That'll be a total of 7. Remember, I do have the 2 boxings. All right, the edict card is now over. That goes to the discard pile. Back to us. All right. We have a funding. We have a zinc training. We have our tin trainings. Now, this lookout card has, if we burn a second tin, we get to draw a card for each mission track you are the highest on. Now, I went over the lowest one earlier. I'm going to show you the highest one in 1 second. I'm going to use this tin card to burn it to fire up the tin training. And I will use the tin token to fire up this one. And now that we burned tin twice, we are going to unlock this second tin. We're going to move up 2 on a mission track here from burning that. So let's go to the Luthadel rooftops. We are above the highest reward, which on the Luthadel rooftops, there is only 1 reward. It's the first reward, and then you get to the top. So we are considered the highest on this track right now. We're going to go up 1, 2, right near the very top, 1 more training point, and we're going to unlock a couple training points. As a matter of fact, I did forget to move up on the training track, which you do the first thing on your turn. We moved up 2 on this. Right here, we burn a second tin. Draw a card for each mission track you're the highest on. So let's draw ourselves another card. Con, brass. We can do some big things here this turn. So we've used this tin. Let's go ahead and use this tin to move up on another track. Let's move up on the Canton of Orthodoxy. 1, 2. That's going to allow us to start trashing cards and getting our deck size down so that we can see the stronger, more powerful cards repeatedly more often. 2, 2. We used both of those. Let me move them out of the way. Now, I can still burn 2 more metals. Zinc, I obviously want to burn. It allows me to move 1 up on a mission track, and it also allows me to fire off my Rebel here, where I get to activate the top ability of one of my allies that hasn't been used this turn, which will allow me to fire off the Heal 2. So let's do that. Let's fire the zinc, move 1 up on a training track, which is we are going to finish the Luthadel rooftops. We're going to go to the top. We're the first one there. We're the first player. We're going to move 1 on the training track. This little symbol here is an ATM token. We get to get an ATM token, which if we had any ATM cards that we purchased, which we have not, we would be able to use this token to fire up the ability on it, just like we use these tokens. Other than that, it is a wild card. I can use this as any other metal to burn on my turn. If I wanted to, I could use this as a steel. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to save that card, or save that token, put it off to the side, and I'm going to go as a one-time bonus. I'm going to move up again on the training track, which means next turn, I'm going to fire off my level 3 card, which if I happen up burning ATM on my turn, I will get to do 3 damage and move 3 up on a mission track. This can accelerate me to not having the Lord Healer heal as much. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn this over and remove it from the game. He now only heals for 20 when he pulls an Edict card. Isn't that fantastic? 1 funding point, 2 funding points. I still have another metal that I can burn. Since I did burn the zinc, let me fire off the copper and heal 2. Do I do steel for 2 more points of damage, which I can't do anything to these guys yet. I'll burn the brass for my 3rd metal. I'll move 1 more up on a mission track. Let's go up on the Canton of Orthodoxy and get closer to burning the card. And we get another funding. We also get to eliminate a card, which is fantastic. You do get to use a card before you burn it. I'm going to eliminate this funding card here. Now, I still get the point on my turn, the point to spend. It does say that in the rules. I'm going to move this out of my deck. I do have 1, 2, 3 spending. I want Iron Pull for the 2 damage for the iron. That's going to go to my discard pile. Let's immediately flip this out. Pewter Arm. If I fire up Pewter on my turn, I don't believe I have any Pewter, I would do 2 damage. He's also a defender where he takes the damage before I take the damage. That is everything. I wasn't able to take the Colossus out, unfortunately. So they're going to be hitting me right now. But I am happy with that turn regardless. Let's put all these to my discard pile. Deal myself a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. Wow, 4 fundings and a copper training. That's not very promising for next turn. Colossus, at the end of your turn, take 2 damage, and then we're going to take 2 times 2. So we're taking a total of 6 damage. Our Smoker's going to reduce that by 1 to 5. We're going to go from 32 down to 27. He can start to put a hurting on us quick in this game. That's it. It is now the Lord Ruler's turn. All right, the Lord Ruler. Another Inquisitor. Well, we don't have an Inquisitor out. At the end of your turn, you must kill one of your allies or take 4 damage. We've got an issue here, man. Gosh. Let's start trying to fit these. I gotta take care. I need to generate damage. And we have the Obligator. My goodness gracious. All right. That is the Lord Ruler's turn. Back to us. All right. Well, we already know we got 4 funding to spend and a copper training, which of course we are going to burn copper to generate 2 damage. We will put 2 damage on the Inquisitor. Gain an extra funding. We have a total of 5 funding. We fired up the copper, so we are going to get to heal 2. 28, 29. We're gonna burn steel to do 2 more points of damage. Okay, all right. Maybe instead of doing 2 and 2 to him, I'm gonna go ahead and spend all that 4 damage on Colossus. I think that's a better way to go about things right now. I can kill off one of my allies. I'll be okay with that. Sorry, buddy. Not that you're not important. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 funding. Your burning iron, do 2 damage. Pull 2, move up to 2 cards from your discard pile to the top of your deck. That would really allow me to set up. However, Crew Leader for 6. When drawing your hand, draw an extra card. Yes. 6. What do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's spend the boxing and purchase the Crew Leader into our discard pile. We want that extra card every turn. That's it for our turn. You know what I didn't do is move up one on the training track, which now allows me to, if I want to spend an atium, I could do 3 points of damage and move up 3 on a mission track, which would allow me to burn. I don't want to spend my atium though. Put all those in the discard pile and deal with the consequences of the enemy. At the end of your turn, you must kill one of your allies. So let's kill the rebel. Or take 4 damage. We don't want to do that. At the end of your turn, take X damage. So we'll take 2 points of damage. Smoker still reduces it by 1. So we're going to go from 29 down to 28. That's the end of our turn. Back to the Lord Ruler. However, before we take the Lord Ruler's turn, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, we ended up 1 short, aren't we? Let's shuffle up our discard pile here and deal out 5 cards. We really need to generate some damage. We never flipped this out, did we? A mercenary, and if we burn steel, 1 point of damage. We burn a second steel. We gain an eliminated card to your discard pile. I don't want to do that. trying to thin our deck. It's not a good one for us. All right, 5. Let's see what we're gonna have. We got a steel, an iron, a steel with a second steel. We can generate some damage next turn. Tin, we can move up on the track and actually burn this funding card and start to thin us out a little bit better. Excellent. All right, the Lord Ruler. Oh my goodness, another minion. House Lord. On your turn, you have -X, which is -2 mission points, which would render that thing. We need 4 damage to get rid of him. We don't have any place to put these guys. Let's try to slide this over. Fit Colossus, the Inquisitor, the House Lord in there. That's the end of Lord Ruler's turn. Back to us. Okay, let's figure this out. Steel training, assassinate. Let's use the iron here to fire up the steel. We'll use our other steel to fire this up. Pull. Move up to 3 cards from your discard pile. We don't have a discard pile, so that's a good one to burn. This is going to allow us to do 3 more points of damage. Kill an opponent's ally. Oh, it's assassinate. That does allow us to, there's a special rule in the book about the assassinate card. In solo play, effects that allow a player to kill an ally, like assassinate, which is what we have, can remove 1 shield on any adversary. All right, so assassinate does allow us to remove a shield, which of course we're going to use. Knock one of these out. Now you do the damage at the end of your turn when you generate damage, but this isn't generating damage. This is flat out kill an opponent's ally. So I, 1, am going to generate 3 damage on this. I'll generate a total of 5 damage, but I also get to kill an opponent's ally, which I'm going to kill the House Lord to eliminate the mission. He's going to be gone. I don't have to worry to deal the damage at the end of the turn. The steel training, actually 3, 5, 7. I also want to burn tin. I forgot to move up on the track. We'll move 1, which allows me to move up 2 on a mission track, which I don't have the -X because I was able to assassinate the ally. So I am going to move up 2 on the Canton of Orthodoxy. Hit the first reward, which now allows me to eliminate a card, which I will eliminate a funding card. Remember, I still get the money this turn for that, which I have a whopping 2, which I'll probably buy a boxing. Yes, I'm going to skip the enrage, though I may take the enrage. And let's burn the copper to heal 2 as well. All right, now that we've eliminated a card from the market, I don't think I want to eliminate a card from the market. 3, 5, 7 points of damage. Four points of damage to him. 2, right now X equals 2, so 2 and 2. Eliminate him, we still have 3 points of damage. We will knock one of the shields off the obligator. And on our turn, if X equals 4 or higher, you cannot play allies. So we're not there yet, but that'll happen sooner than you think, because I've had so many minions come out that the edicts are due to come out. I usually get slammed with them. I'm not complaining here. 2 extra coins. I am going to buy a boxing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I am back up to 2 boxings again. It's the end of my turn. Let me put all the metals back. The steel, the copper, and the tin. Those go to our discard pile. At the end of the turn, take X equals 2. We still have our smoker out that's going to reduce it by 1. So instead of going down 2, we're going to go from 30 down to 29. It is now the Lord Ruler's turn. All right, the Lord Ruler. Wow. Another minion. Inquisitor, at the end of your turn, flare a medal. Oh, that sucks. 3 shields for him. All right. That's the Lord Ruler's turn. Back to us. Well, we never dealt ourselves a hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Zinc, tin, our crew leader, and a con, which is brass. So our crew leader, when drawing your hand, we draw an ongoing card. Now, he wasn't out in the beginning of our turn, so I don't think that's going to take effect till next turn. Zinc, tin, a funding, and a brass. I definitely want the tin because I want to move up 2 on a track. I also want the brass so that I can move one more up on a mission and eliminate a card. So let's move up on the tracks. I'm going to take the Luthadel Garrison. We're going to go from not being on the track to going 1, 2, 3. If I go up 1 more, which I think I'm going to flares. I don't have to flare zinc. Oh, I forgot to move up. I can now burn 4 metals. So yeah, let's not only burn zinc, but let's burn steel. 2 damage doesn't do anything for me. Maybe I use the copper to heal. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We now hit the first reward, which is kill an ally. 1 point of damage. So kill an ally. We already know what that does. Let's hit him for 4 and knock him out. Inquisitor. You have to flare a medal. And we didn't generate enough damage. We'll take the flare of metal. We'll be okay with that. For the brass here, we get to eliminate a card. We're going to get rid of this funding card. We still get to spend it. For a total of 1, 2, 3. Choose our copper to heal. From 29 up to 31. Yeah, I think I'm going to buy another boxing card or another boxing token. So now I have a total of 3 boxing tokens. And that's it. I eliminated a card. We're good to go. Copper goes back. Zinc goes back. Brass goes back. Tin goes back. All these cards go to my discard pile. Well, these 3 go. Let me draw my hand back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'll deal with my consequences. I have a 2 funding cards next round. I get to put out a Rebel, which gets me to activate the top ability. If I burn zinc, I'll only be burning tin to move 2 up on a mission track. And iron for 2 points of damage. So I could do 4 points of damage, get rid of the Inquisitor, or knock a shield off of the Obligator. At the end of your turn, flare a medal. Let's flare bronze. I don't think I have any bronze cards. So we'll flare that. We're not at X equals 4 anymore. It is the end of our turn. Let's go to the Lord Inquisitor. I'm sorry, not the Lord Inquisitor, the Lord Ruler. An Edict card. We knew they were coming. We're going to move 1 dominance. The player with the most health takes 6 damage. So we do get to reduce that by 1. We're going to go from 31 down to 26 for 5 damage. Just got slapped right there. Each player takes X, which X equals 2. Reduce all damage you take by 1. We'll just take the 2 damage, 24. Not sure if that stops every single incoming damage or not. Lord Ruler heals 10 for each uncompleted mission. Right now that's 20. He's at his max 48. And then we're going to burn 5 and 6 from the marketplace. Replace them with Steel Push and Investigate 10. Gain 1 for every mission track you are the lowest on. Not so good. The skill gives a training and 3 damage. Extra steel, you do an extra damage, move 2 up on the training track. That's it for the edict. Back to our turn. All right. Rebel. We're going to put the Rebel out. Through our Burning Zinc, we activate the top ability. Oh, we get to draw an extra card. So we have 6 cards, thanks to our crew leader. Which now we have 3 funding cards. An Iron Pull and a Tin. Let's move up on the track 1. We get another ATM token. We now have 2 wild cards. And I definitely want to burn Tin to move 2 up on a mission track. I'm going to move up 2 on the Luthadel Garrison. 1, 2. We move up 1 more. We're going to get to eliminate an ally. I forgot to deal that 1 point of damage. He had an edict, he would have healed. Iron Pull. Move a card from your discard pile to the top of your deck. Yes, we want to burn Iron. What else do we want to burn here? Of course, we want to burn Steel to do points of damage. And let's burn Copper as well. 2 points of damage here. 2 points of damage here. That is a total of 4. Let's get rid of the Inquisitor. Move a card from your discard pile to the top of your deck. Heck yeah. Let's do this Iron card with 3 damage to the top of our deck. No. Let's put Tin on the top of our deck. We want to move up on that mission track. We want to stop the Lord Ruler from healing and take him out while we can. So, we already moved up 2. We still have 1 leftover damage, which we'll do to the Lord Ruler, which does happen at the end of the turn. And we're going to heal 2. So we're going to go from 24 back up to 26. That's everything that we could do on our turn. We're good to go. Let's put everything back. Let me just double check. Three buying power. We'll buy another boxing. It's the end of our turn. Put these in the discard pile, and we're going to draw back up. We draw up to 6, and then we deal with the consequences of the ally or the enemies that are out, which the obligator, if your turn, if X equals 4 or higher, you cannot play allies. He's been out for a long time. Oops. We've already drawn 2. We need to draw 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. We could have a good turn next round. Copper Training. We got Lookout, which burns 10. Iron Pull, which burns iron. We got Spy, which burns 10. Assassinate, Steel. Zinc Training. 1. So we got a lot of metals to burn. That's the end of our turn. There's nothing out here that we have to worry about. On to the Lord Ruler. All right, the Lord Ruler. Another edict. He's going on up on the dominance track. All player allies with 2 or more shields are killed. That is every single one. So you draw your hand, at the end of your turn. So I will still have 6 cards in my hand, even though he killed them now. And the one guy has an ongoing where you draw an extra card. Take X damage. That's going to be 2 damage. And choose another player to take X damage. We don't have to worry about that. But we do have to take 2 points of damage. We're down to 24. We don't have our ally out that reduces that. The Lord Ruler heals 10 for each uncompleted mission. He's going to heal 20. Go from 47 back to 48. We're going to eliminate card number 1 and card number 3 from the marketplace. The Haze Killers and Crushing Blow, which was a good one. That's 6 points of damage on that. Inspire. Zinc will give us 3. And the Riot ability, activate the top ability of one of your allies that hasn't been used this turn. And then Infiltrate. Use bronze, 2 damage, 2 coins, an extra bronze will give us an extra damage, and 2 on a mission track. Lord Ruler's turn is over. Our turn. Copper Training, look, this is where we got some decisions to make. We're definitely using steel. Well, let's go 1 on the training track. Before we forget that. We're going to use steel, which is going to give us a total of 5 points of damage that we can do. Let's do copper to do 2 more. Anything we need to refresh? Bronze and pewter. They're not the highest on any mission track. To get the extra tin here. Zinc. I think we will. We'll do a zinc. We will. You know what? Let's burn iron. 2 damage, but we get to move a discard from our discard pile to the top of our deck. And we will burn this tin here to move up 2 on a mission track. So all in all, we're moving up 3 on a mission track. Let's move up on the Luthadel Garrison. 1, 2, 3. Kill an ally. We get to destroy one of his shields. With that, and we generate 2 damage. We've actually generated quite a bit of damage. 2, 4. Move a card from your discard pile to the top of our deck. We want to get the extra card draw. 1 coin, another coin. We can eliminate a card from the marketplace. Don't really care to really do that. Did all our missions. We have our purchasing power, which is 1, 2, buying power. We have 4 boxing, so we could buy up to a 6-cost card. We're not going to do that. I think we're going to end up purchasing another boxing. We now have 5 boxings. 2, 4, 7, 9 points of damage. We're going to do 3 to the Obligator. Knock him out. We still have 6 left over. We're going to do to the Lord Ruler and bring him down to 42. That's it for our turn. Let's put all the metals back. Iron, zinc, steel. There's 1 more of the copper. All of these will go to our discard pile. And we will draw up to a hand size of 5. There are no more minions out that we have to deal with any damage at the end of our turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Of course, we know we have our minion. Couple fundings. We do get to eliminate another card here by firing up the brass. Move up 2 more on a training track. We'll be getting really close to getting rid of the Luthadel Garrison. And our crew leader will be back. We're looking for a good turn next round. Whoop. Nothing. It is now the Lord Ruler's turn. All right, the Lord Ruler is another edict. Dominance, he's going up 1. X is now going to equal 3. The player with the least health takes 5 damage. That is us. We're from 24 down to 19 health. The player with the most health takes 2 times X damage. That's going to be 6 more points of damage. We're going from 19 down to 13. A different player heals X. We don't have a different player. The Lord Ruler heals 10 for each uncompleted mission. He's going to heal 20. So he'll go from 42 right back up to 48. He's damn near indestructible. Cards 1 and 2 from the marketplace are going to go. That's Inspire and Pewter Arm. And the House Lord, burn tin, we get 2. We burn a second tin, we draw a card. That's not bad. We have Eavesdrop here where we burn tin. We move up 1 on every mission. We are the lowest on. We're no longer lowest on any mission tracks. That's the Lord Ruler's turn. Let's take our turn. We've got a couple fundings we'll put out. Let's put the Crew Leader back out. It will allow us to draw up to 6 cards at the end of our turn. We're going to use every single one of these. Let's move up on the track. Keep forgetting to do that. Tin, brass, and steel we're going to burn, which is going to have us move 3 on the track, eliminate a card. Luthadel Garrison, and go up the Canton of Orthodoxy. And I think I am going to do that. We're going to move up 3 on this track. 1, 2, 3. One more, we'll get to burn another card. Only because I get to kill an ally if I move 1 more up on the Luthadel Garrison, and there's no minions out that I could use that on, so I don't want to waste that. I do 2 damage to the Lord Ruler. And I have 1 spending, 2 funding cards, so I have a total of 3. I'm going to eliminate one of these cards. As per the con, I get to eliminate a card. Up to 3 I can spend. I have a lot of tins. I'm thinking maybe I should pick this up for 3. If I burn a tin, I get to spend 2, but if I burn a second tin, I can draw a card. And I have quite a few tin cards in my deck already. There's a pewter card, same color, so I can use the flask to burn it as tin. 3 damage or 2. I like that card too, which I could use for my boxings to go ahead and purchase that. I'm going to hold off. I think I want to try to see if I can get an ATM card. That's it for my turn. 1, 2, 3. Let's put our metals back. Our tin, our brass, and our steel. These are going to go to our discard pile. There's nothing we have to worry about. 1, 2, 3. We do get to draw up to 6 now. Let's shuffle our discard pile. Our deck's kind of... We didn't bloat our deck up this game. So, I mean, what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, a total of 15 cards. So we're rotating these cards every 3 turns. And I have a couple allies in there that it's going to thin out even more once I get them in play. 1, 2, 3 for a hand of 6. We're looking pretty good this game. Steel, iron, funding, steel, and iron. All right, we could be doing some big things. That's the end of our turn. On to the Lord Ruler. The Lord Ruler, another Edict card. Dominance is going up 1. Each player may take 4 damage. If they do, draw 2 cards. Yeah, I can't afford 4 damage. But luckily, that really doesn't hit us, though. On your next turn, you have -4 missions. Keep this card as a reminder. Lord Ruler heals 10 for each mission. So he's right back up to 48. We're going to be burning cards 3 and 5 from the market. 1, 2, 3. Infiltrate is gone. 4, 5. Steel Push is gone. Let's see what we get replaced with. We have a Noble, which is going to let us burn an extra metal if we have him out. Cool. Sneak, 2 on a mission track. That's it for the Lord Ruler's turn. All right, our turn. You know what? Let us do keep that out so that we do remember we have minus. We actually can't even move up on a mission track anyway. So, steel. Let's see, we have iron. Let's separate the irons and the steels. We got two fundings. Steels on the left, the irons on the right. Our two funding cards. You can only burn steel once. We don't have a discard pile, so that isn't. Move a card from your discard pile to the top of your deck. Move up to 3 cards from your discard pile to the top of your deck. But this does 3 damage, so we will burn this iron to fire that up. And it kind of really stinks. I think we'll use this steel training. No, we got the right one. We'll fire that up for the extra 2 coins. Wouldn't mind an extra coin for 5. We don't really need a 5th coin. We only need the 2, 3, 4 that we have. So let's use this to fire up the steel. Oh, first things first, let's move up on the track. Next track, we get an ATM. That'll give us a total of 3. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxings, 4 money to spend. I think I like that pewter with the 3 damage for 4. Let's put that in our discard pile. To immediately replace it, investigate another tin. Two damage, 5 damage, 8 damage total. And we'll hit the Lord Ruler from 48 down to 40. And we spent all of our money. Well, that was not as good of a turn as we wanted it to be. That's okay. We're drawing up the 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got a couple allies we're putting out this turn. And we've got several tins. We're going to be moving up on some mission tracks next turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, 6. And that's it for our turn. It is now the Lord Ruler's turn. The Lord Ruler. Another edict card. We're in trouble. We're moving up 2. 1. Flip this card and reveal the top row of the reverse side. The top row is going to be kill all players' allies. We're going to lose him again. That's just brutal. And we're moving up again. X is now going to equal 4. Each player may flare any number of metals. Then take 1 damage for each unflared metal. We only have 13 health. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right now we would have to take 6. Oh, man. We know the copper's going to heal us. I think we have a lot of tin, right? Tin, zinc. We have any funding cards? We don't have a funding card, but we do have funding cards in our discard pile. Oh, gosh. What a brutal one that is. All right, let's take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points of damage. I'll tell you what, let's make it 5. We'll burn an iron. Burn a brass. 1. Burn a tin. 1, 2, 3. We're only going to take 3 points of damage. We're going to go from 13 down to 10. Lord Ruler is going to heal 10 for each uncompleted mission. He's going to go from 40 right back up to 48. And we are going to eliminate cards number 2 and number 4 from the market. There goes Eavesdrop and Mercenary. They will be replaced by Reposition. That allows us to unflare. That'll be nice. An Iron card. And Copper Cloud. If you're the lowest on any mission track, draw a card. That's not a good card for us. Edict's going to go. That's it for Lord Ruler's turn. Back to us. All right, so he quite crippled us for this round. Let's put out our House Lord and our Smoker. The highest on... We are not the highest on any mission track just yet for when we play this tin. But I think we're going to... Oh, man, Zinc, we can move up 1 on a track. And let's go ahead and discard this to refresh our tin. This really hurts. We're only going to be able to use 1 tin. No, we'll be able to use 2. So we will use this tin, and we'll just burn another tin. You can do that. We'll also burn steel. We'll also burn zinc, and we'll burn copper. We're at the top. We now get an ATM every single time that we would go up on this track. We gain an ATM token, which are wild cards, which come in really handy. We have 3 of these wild cards right now. First things first, let's use our copper to heal 2. We're going to go from 10 up to 12. Let's go ahead and move up 2 on the Canton of Orthodoxy. Move this into play. We're going to go 1, 2. That allows us to eliminate a card from our discard pile. We're going to get rid of a funding. We are now the highest on the track. So we use that to, we burn tin twice. We use this card to burn it, and then we use the token to burn it. Draw a card for each mission track you are the highest on. So let's draw another card. Copper Training, which we will discard our Copper Training to refresh our bronze. Get rid of that. We can now move up 1 on another track due to our zinc. Let's move up 1 more on the Canton of Orthodoxy. We did burn tin. We burned tin twice. So if you're burning tin, you get 2. And also if you're burning tin, you get to draw another. We get to draw another card. Brass. We don't have the ability to burn brass, so we are going to discard this to refresh it, which stinks because that would allow us to eliminate a card and move up and eliminate the Canton of Orthodoxy on our track. We have 2 money. 3 money. We have 3 spending power before we tally up our damage. Slide that up. I think we'll take Reposition. Iron gives us the choice of doing 2 damage or gaining 2 money, and then it allows us to refresh a flared metal. It's going to be very powerful. That's it for that. We have 2 damage. 2. I am highly tempted. Whoops, let's replace this. Queen Shot. You're burning steel, 2 damage Also, if you burn a second steel, kill an opponent's ally. I think we're going to do it. I'm going to go ahead and burn Atium to do 3 extra damage here and move 3 up on a mission track. And we're going to go ahead and move up 3 on this. 1, 2, 3. So we don't get to kill an ally, but we do get 3 damage. The first one here is going to generate another point of damage. That's going to be 4. And then permanently, we're going to get to gain 2 every single turn. So let's just keep this one in play. We just generated 4 points of damage. I don't know if that gain 2 every turn applies to this turn. I'll hold off until next turn for it. We generated 4 damage there. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 points of damage to the Lord Ruler. He's going to go from 48 down to 39. That is everything we could do. Let's put our tin back, our zinc back, our copper back, our steel, and then we lose our atium, which we're okay with. And let's put our cards in the discard pile. Draw a new hand. We only have 1 card. We have to shuffle up. Whoops. I'm looking really good. This is the best I've ever done so far in this game. Really got lucky, I guess, with all those minions that came out. Usually I get slammed with these edicts. His X is all the way up high before I have any ability to generate any damage, really. And then the minions end up killing me, along with the Lord Ruler hitting me as well. All right, we have 1. We don't get to draw the extra card. 2, 3, 4, 5. This is what we're going to be looking at next turn. Get our Rebel back out. And we've got a couple tins, steel, and an iron. So we're going to be able to generate some damage as well. Are we going to be able to complete the mission track? Yes, he will not be able to heal anymore. All right, that is the end of our turn. It is now the Lord Ruler's turn. The Lord Ruler. Oh, a minion. You may not attack the Lord Ruler. We have to generate 6 damage. That is no joke right there. So, at least he didn't hit us for any damage right now or go any further down his dominance track. Back to us. Let's put our Rebel out, which we can activate the top ability of one of our allies that hasn't been used this turn. We will absolutely burn a tin to go up 2. Actually, we can burn the tin here, discard this to refresh our pewter. Definitely going to fire up our steel. Well. Oops, we don't fire up that. We fire it up here. And then if we're burning steel, we get 2 extras. So that generates 4 damage. We don't have the ability to burn the iron. That's okay. We have the 2 extra points of damage from the Luthadel garrison. So we did generate 6 points of damage. It's at the end of the turn. We're going to knock out the haze killers. So let's discard this to refresh our iron. Also, at the beginning of our turn, we do get an atium token. We have 3 of them, along with 5 boxing tokens we haven't used yet. We're going to move 2 up on a track. We are going to finish the Canton of Orthodoxy. We're the first one there. One time, eliminate up to 4 cards. So that's really, we get the trash up to 5 cards. Now, the problem with that is we don't have that many cards visible here. I will trash the spy card. We no longer need this mission card. So we'll trash, that's 1. We'll trash the tin training. That's 2. We don't want to trash this. We don't have the ability to trash anything else because there's nothing else available. I don't want to trash the steel training because it does allow me. It's a little bit versatile there. I did burn the tin, so I did generate 2. Oh, let me generate the copper as well to heal. 14. I'm not going to burn the atium. We generated 2, 4, 6 points of damage. Only 3 coins. I don't want any of those. I'll pick up a boxing. And let's knock out the haze killers with our 6 points of damage. That's it for our turn. Let's put our medals back. Card to the discard pile. And draw 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got our crew leader to let us draw 6. Our lookout. Draw a card for each mission tracker, the highest one. So this is a useless card. We're going to want to trash that one at some point. Copper, our brawl, our assassinate. Okay. That's the end of our turn. Back to the Lord Ruler's turn. Lord Ruler, another minion, Inquisitor. At the end of your turn, you must kill one of your allies or take 4 damage. He has X is 4 now, 3, so 7 points of damage we got to generate to take the Inquisitor out. That'll be at the end of our turn. So we have till our turn to do that. The Lord Ruler's turn is over. It's our turn. But our crew leader, when drawing your hand, draw an extra card. Definitely want to keep him out. Copper training. Yes, we want to fire up copper, which is going to end up letting us heal. Don't really need the tin. This is a steel, so we will burn the steel. We get an atium for going up on the track there. A tin and a pewter. We'll fire a pewter up. And what the heck, we will fire up a tin as well. That's our 4 metals we can fire up. Let's do these left to right, I guess. Tin. Move up 2 on a mission track. That's useless. Our steel here allows us to generate 3 damage. Eliminate a card from the market. Yes, we do want to start eliminating cards from the market and see if we can get some better cards out. Balance. 8. It costs 8. You get to go 4 on a mission track, but you get to do 4 points of damage. And you could use it as a atium. That's the kind of card we want. So that's steel, 2 damage, 5 damage we've generated so far. Pewter, 8 damage we've generated. We've also generated 2, 9, 10. We've generated a total of 10 damage on our turn. Let's take the other benefits. The copper, we're going to heal 2. And we generated 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. So we generated 5. We're going to spend 3 of our boxing tokens. And we're going to pick up that balance card and put that in our discard pile. It will get replaced with a subdue, burn brass, and you eliminate up to 2 cards. Burn a second brass, and you gain a card in the market costing up to 5 to your discard pile. That's really nice. We did our purchasing. Now let's deal our damage. What was that? We have the base 2 that we start with. 4, 7, 10, 12. -4 is 8. -3, 5 points of damage. So we completely knocked him out and do 5 more points of damage to the Lord Ruler. He goes from 39 down to 34. That's it for our turn. Put the copper back, the pewter back, the tin back, the steel back, and put these cards in our discard pile. We are drawing up to 6 cards thanks to our crew leader. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shuffle up our deck here, which is quite thin. 6. Let's see what we're looking at for next turn. We still have a funding card we got to get rid of. Iron Pull, Zinc Training, Reposition, Con, and Lookout. All right. That's it for us. On to the Lord Ruler. Ooh, an Edict card, and we're going up 2 on the dominance track. 1, the player with the most health takes 10 damage. Holy crikeys. I don't think we want to take 10 damage. I think that we will let our Rebel take 2, let our House Lord take 2 for 4 of those 10, leaving us taking the other 6. We do reduce all damage you take by 1. So that's 5 other points of damage we're going to end up taking. We're going to go from 16 down to 11, and he's still going to go 1 more down on his track. X now equals 5. Players take collective damage equal to the number of players multiplied by 5. 5 more points of damage. So 11 down to 6. We're down to 6 health. We are getting down to the nitty-gritty here. All right, the Lord Ruler heals 10 for each uncompleted mission. There's no more uncompleted missions. He's not healing. And more cards 3 and 4 from the market will be replaced. That is the Noble and the Copper Cloud. Dominate. Eliminate up to 2 cards. Lose all mission. Gain damage equal to the amount of lost mission. So that's, but you need to burn 2 extra brass on top of that. That's just ridiculous. Unveil 3 on a mission track. A second bronze. Use the top ability of an action in the market with cost 6 or less. That's actually pretty. That's almost every card. It is right now. I mean, there are certain cards that cost more. That's going to be it for the Lord Ruler's turn. But man, he put a hurting on us. We're down to 6 health. It's now our turn. We have a funding, some zinc, some brass, some tin, a couple irons. We really got to figure out what we want to do here. And I think the first thing I want to do is I'm going to use, well, we're going to get an ATM token, right? For moving up on the track. We're going to use this zinc training card to fire up this card that will allow us to get 1 coin, but we get to eliminate a card. We're going to eliminate a funding card. We still have 1 to spend. As a matter of fact, so I don't forget, I'll put that right there. We're definitely firing up copper so that we can heal 2, 7, 8. We don't really need this tin card at all. And put the card from your discard pile to the top of your deck. Let's use steel. And let's use, well, we don't have to use iron because we've got to use one of these cards. So we might as well just use this. Doesn't really matter. So I'm also going to burn an ATM token as well. Let's do as much damage as we can. We've already healed 2 with the copper. The brass allows us to generate 1 coin. Our funding allowed us to generate a 2nd coin. That's 2 coins. We're going to choose the damage on this. We have 2 to spend. There's nothing in the market that costs 2. So we're going to go ahead and buy a boxing. Matter of fact, let's just buy this one. Put it in our stash. We have 4 boxing coins. I guess we can move them on screen. I've had them off screen all game. I have 4 ATM tokens, 4 boxing tokens available. I just spent this to generate the extra damage. We did the steel for 2, the ATM for 3 more. That's 5 damage, 6, 7 damage. Total, we generated, we're going to hit the Lord Ruler with 34 down to 27. It is a race. Who can pound who to the death? This goes away. The steel back. All these cards will go to the discard pile. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Steel Training, Pewter, Assassinate, Balance, Copper, and Rescue. Looks like we're going to be able to do a lot of damage next round. If we get there. Lord Ruler's turn. All right, the Lord Ruler's turn. I think I forgot to use my 2 damage, but you snooze, you lose. It is what it is. Another Edict. For each ally they have, each player must either kill the ally or take 4 damage. Oh. Yeah, I got to kill the allies. For each ally, either kill the ally or take 4 damage. We've got to kill both of the allies. Then the player with the most health takes 3 times X. 3 times X is 15 points of damage. Minus 1 is 14 points of damage. We've only got 8 health left. We didn't survive. The Lord Ruler has won yet again. Oh my goodness, man. We were so close. Oh wait, this cannot reduce a player to less than 8 health. The player with the most health takes 3 times X. This cannot reduce a player to less than 8 health. It's funny, we have 8 health. We didn't lose. That is such a bizarre thing. All right, we're still in the game. The Lord Ruler heals 10 for each uncompleted mission. There isn't anything. Cards 4 and 6. So we will get the turn where we put a hurting on him. Iron Pull, 2 damage, survive, heal 3, heal 4. We need that. We need that. That is necessary. It's now our turn. All right. Let's do as much damage as we can. Steel. We're going to fire Steel up for 4 points of damage. We're going to fire Pewter up for 3 points of damage. Another Steel here. Eliminate a card from the market with this one. Already fired up Steel once. Don't have. Let's fire up Steel again, which isn't going to do anything here. Kill an opponent's ally. ATM. Oh yeah, we get an ATM at the beginning of our turn, which we are going to use. And we're going to use a copper as well. So, how much money did we generate? 1, 2, 3, 4. Not that much. But it's enough to get Survive, which we are getting. What else did we do here? If we were burning Steel, if we were burning ATM, 5 damage, plus our 2, so 7, 11, 12, 13, 16, 19, 21 points of damage. Wow. From 27, he goes all the way down to 6. We get to eliminate a card from the market. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We forgot to flip one out. Let's eliminate Copper from the market. Flip another one out. That is it for our turn. All these cards will go to our discard pile. Steel, Copper, Pewter goes back. We now draw back up to 5 cards. We gotta hope he doesn't kill us this turn right here, depending on what he does. If he hits us for 10 more points of damage, we're going down with the ship. We don't have any allies to absorb anything, so we're reduced to damage at all. Maybe we have, let's see what we get. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look out. Rebel, Steel Training, Brawl, Iron Pull, Rebel. We don't have, we can't even heal. My goodness. We can probably do 6 points of damage. We have the inherent 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If we can make it to our turn, we will win the game. It is now the Lord Ruler's turn. Not an edict. Dominate. Each player takes 6 points of damage, then gains an atium. Wow. We're going from 8 down to 2. We gain an atium. Each player must kill their most expensive ally. Well, we don't have any allies. That's good. The Lord Ruler heals 10. Nope. Doesn't heal at all. Cards 3 and 4 get eliminated from the market. We get Pursue. And we get an Informant. We're not worried about those. That's it for his turn. It goes to our turn. Let's finish him off. We'll burn Steel. Boom. We have our inherent 2 plus the Steel, 4, 6 points of damage. That's all we needed to beat the Lord Ruler. And that is my first win at this game. Let's see. After X equals 6, the Mistborn, each player refreshes all metals. That's kind of nice. Each player takes 9 damage. Additional dominance does 11 points of damage to each player. That's how tough the Lord Ruler gets if you don't end up taking him out. So there you have it. I think I'm going to break this down into 2 videos. If you like the playthrough, go ahead and give a like. If you're not subscribed and you like content like this, go ahead and subscribe. And I will catch you next video. Until next time.